Luke 10:18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Israel that rule well, and Shalom to the Akim, Agwathiam, and the speckled bird listening and learning. Shalom. Before I want to read that again, but I want to go. I have put a video up. It's Ephesians 4:30. But the title, there was a different title on it. Can't remember the scripture. I took the video down. Okay, because there was again, the same young man left a comment, and he left Ephesians 4:30. And I did a video. It was like a 7-minute video, and I took it down because I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I went back in. I'm not doing that video right now. I'm doing a different one. I'm going to go into Satan falling like lightning, like the so-called white man's kingdom is falling. But I'm definitely going to go back into that Ephesians 4:30 because I believe the young man should have read 4:29 down to 31 so that he can understand, okay, that the word is used for edification purposes. Okay, and how do you edify another human being? How do you edify another person? Okay, so going into the things that are written for our learning. The first hour came in, okay, brought our remembrance back to our fathers, our forefathers, okay, and so on and so on. Okay, they had to teach other men, okay, and they had to edify other men. Okay, how do you do that? By preaching, by ministering, okay, by teaching. All right, those are called works. All right, so let me go back into Luke 10:18. Let me grab that again. Matter of fact, I had it on my phone. I'll read it from there, and then I'll get my next scripture here. All right, Salagia. Okay. All right. So Luke 10:18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Okay. So like I was watching a movie last night, I, Frankenstein. Okay. And they were talking about that Satan, himself was cast out of heaven, but we know that in the book of Job, Yahweh, the Most High Yahweh, was asking Satan where you coming from, and he said from to and fro in the earth, seeing who I can get to sin, basically. And he said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? And told Satan, yo, go ahead. He's a faithful man. Go ahead and try him. Okay. All right. And we understand that Satan is just an angel on the left-hand side of the Most High that does his bidding, just like the rest of the angels. Okay. There's no getting around. There is no rebellious angel. They do the will of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. Just like when the question was asked of the angels on the left hand, which one of you will go down and put a lying tongue on this king? None of them none of them wanted to do it. Okay. He was just asking them which one of you want to do it. None of them wanted to do it. One on the right hand said, I'll go down and put a lying tongue, a lying spirit on him. Okay. So we know that the angels are not have not been cast out. That the devil himself or Satan himself has not been cast out of heaven. He comes down here and does the will of the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay. And since wicked men, Job 9:24, wicked men are in control of the earth, we know right now who that is, and that's the so-called white man. Okay. So Esau, or the nation of Edom, Salakia, the nation of Edom, as the wicked, okay, that are in control of the earth right now is mainly the so-called white man and these European nations here in America, okay, all right, are being controlled, by the spiritual demon Satan. All right, because they have to the spiritual demon Satan has to make them move in a certain way in order for prophecy to take place. Okay, there's a way that seemeth right to a man. All right, though these people think that they're in control of everything on this earth. All right, but they're sadly mistaken. The Most High is in control of everything that's going on this earth right now, and the so-called white man's boundary that he cannot pass is been reached. He's at that point. He's at the point of his destruction, man. Okay, I see the I'm starting to see empty shelves in different stores. Okay, I see the spot. I told my wife yesterday we were at Walmart. I said, man, can you see? Can you feel that? And she was like, you always see that when you come in here. I said, you can't see the desperation or not the desperation, the despair on these people. You can't feel that, you know? And she was like, yeah, I know, I see that. I see it. A lot of these people don't realize what the fuck is going on, man. Okay? A lot of our own people, these blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians that ain't listening to the brothers right now. These people that are scoffing. Okay, putting scriptures, putting Ephesians 4:30 on to try to prove the point that the elect were sealed back then, but that's further from the truth, man. Yeah, video after video after video, brothers have been putting out showing you that you have to do the work. That the elect are only going to be sealed here in these last days, man. Okay, and then once they are sealed, the destruction can come. If they were already sealed, the destruction would already have come, man. Okay, so let's continue with this lesson. Ephesians 3:8. Okay, it's a time to love. Okay, let me go back up. Matter of fact, Ephesians 3. Where do I want to start at? Matter of fact, let me read from 1 down. I'll read 1 down to. Oh shit, I'll read down to 9 because I just was talking about that. Okay. No, Salakia, it's Ecclesiastes 3. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, so Esau's boundary that he cannot pass. Okay, the kingdom being translated from one people to another. That's what is that? Second Esdras 6 and 9. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is that which follows. Okay. All right, there's a season and a time for everything. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and at a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Okay, so you can see the shift taking place day by day, man. Okay, the wickedness, man, that is taking place on this earth. You know, I'm I'm on I'm on Facebook because I'm looking at news articles and things of that nature. But then you have these videos, and they look like Hamites. These women and even some other nationalities doing these videos, man, where they have on these mini skirts and dresses, then they open their legs and close them real quick. You know, you just got all kind of weird ass shit going on, man, and it's Salakia, man, my damn throat. You got all these weird ass things taking place. All the war that is taking place over here in Iran, for one, all these people are being killed. Them little girls in a grade school blown the fuck to pieces. You know, this unwise king that is destroying his own people by going and attacking other nations for their resources, man. Okay, killing innocent people to 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 capitalize on the natural resources of the earth, man. You see, wasn't that one? That was one of Esau's blessings, the fatness of the earth. Okay, that's the natural resources, man. All right, and just that volcano. I heard there's some volcanoes erupting. Okay, there's a lot of things that are taking place right now that a lot of people aren't aware of. They're not paying attention. They're just a lot of these people are just living life like it's you know everything's okay. I got a son-in-law that is moving. He moved back in with his girl and the kids, his children. Now he's moving out again. Just got caught cheating with another chick, and it's like, yo, it's like with every fucking thing that's going on, you're still doing dumb shit. That's just the mentality of all of these people, man, that don't understand the truth. They just want to continue doing wicked ass shit. Okay, and the Most High is getting ready to let this thing go, man. Okay, a time to get and a time to lose. See, a time to keep and a time to cast away. This ain't the time to be you know alienating yourself or distancing yourself from your children. Are your children distancing themselves from their parents? You know, one of my other son-in-laws. Okay, his woman mad at my wife. I ain't gonna get into the details of what happened, but when your child walks out of the fucking house and we come over there to question and talk to you about the shit and you get mad, now she don't want to talk to my wife. It's like, all right, it's all good. See, and that's what's happening right now, man. The love of many waxing cold, man. A time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. All right? A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And this is the time of war, man. We are in a time of fucking war, and there ain't no getting around it. You see? We're talking civil war, race war, world war, okay? One kingdom fighting against another, one realm against another, okay? Because that's what's getting ready to take place, man. All right? The kingdom is getting ready to be translated from one people to another, one realm to another realm. Okay? And when you get into the realms, that's a kingdom. All right? And we know that the kingdom of heaven, all right, that's another realm, because you do have the spiritual realm is going to come into this one and help the children of Israel, man. Okay, to help that translation from one people to another, from Esau, the end of the world, and Jacob is that which follows. Okay, the Chinese are not going to be in fucking rulership. The Russians are not going to be in a rulership seat. The Iranians, the Arabs are not going to be in a rulership seat, man. Okay. All right, verse 9. What profit hath he that worketh, and that wherein he laboreth? I have seen the travail which our power hath given to the sons of men to be exercised in it. Okay? Or what profit hath he that worketh, and that wherein he laboreth? What is the profit? What are we profiting by laboring? What are we profiting by working? What are we profiting by speaking? What are we profiting by edifying? You see? We are edifying our people, man. What are we profiting? We have a treasure in heaven. Okay? All right? We have a treasure in heaven. Well, we ain't looking forward to the bullshit that Esau got to fucking I gotta go to my other book. this. Yep. Yep. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth, man. Okay? That's what we profit. We're gonna inherit the kingdom, man. Okay? We're gonna inherit the kingdom of heaven. Period, point blank. Grab this. All right, because Esau being the end of the world and Jacob is that which follows. All right, we read Job 20 and 8. Let me go back up. Yeah, let me go up to 5 here. Yeah, I'm gonna read I'll read 4 down to 10. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I might read 4 down. Yep. Read 4 out of 15. Okay. Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Okay. The triumphing of the wicked. Okay. The Esau Edom falling from heaven like lightning. Okay. You can see his kingdom dwindling, man. You can see his kingdom is totally being dismantled piece by piece, man. You know, and the Most High is doing a work on this place, man. And a lot of these people ain't seeing it yet. They're not seeing it. You know, a lot of places, some places have plenty, and some places are just the shelves are empty. You know, when these places that have plenty start to experience empty shelves, man, it's gonna start getting bad, man. People are you're gonna start seeing the desperation. People are gonna start hoarding. People are gonna start robbing motherfuckers at the grocery store. Okay, all right. People are getting ready to really experience the desperation, man. And I was laying in the bed this morning, you know. I'm kind of just waking the hell up, man. I woke up thought it was supposed to be decent out here. It was fucking raining and foggy and cold. And it's like, yo, it wasn't supposed to fucking rain today, first off. You know what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't supposed to rain. It's been raining for 5 fucking days, man. Like, come on, yo. How in the fuck is it gonna rain for 5? How's it raining for 5 fucking days, man? This is ridiculous. But I was laying in bed and I started thinking, you know, a couple stores that I've been in, man, the shelves are empty. And you know, yesterday I was in the one store, matter of fact, man, and the shelves were looking a little fucked up, and I was like, God damn, where's your stock? The man was shaking and shit, and the guy, his hands were shaking. He looked all fucking nervous and, you know, apprehensive. He didn't really want to answer. I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why I said, you know, you can read people, you can see you can see the spirit on people, man. And you know that something ain't fucking right. Something ain't right. You could tell something ain't right, man. Okay. And this is Esau Edom, the wicked, man. His triumphing. You know what? 200 and something years, 250. Well, what is it? Were they coming up on 500 years or 450 years or some shit like that? Slovakia. You know, these men, they only rule for a half a day, man. You know, they only rule for a half a day. You know, 1776. You see, That's a half a day, man. You know, they don't understand that this is the Most High. Okay, this is the end of your rulership, man. You know, and they put the perfect fucking lunatic in the White House to do it, to finish the job, man. You know, I think we're at war with, like, we're not at war, but they're bombing six countries right now, man. They're bombing 6 different fucking countries right now, man. You know, this nigga has started World War III. Yep, he's getting ready to start a big ass a civil war in this country, a race that's going to spill into a race war. You know, it's getting ready to get bad, man. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Oh no, Salakia. Let me go back up to 6. I missed one. All right. The triumph, let me read 5 again, matter of fact. That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency, and that going into that, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, that goes into these people that call themselves Christians. Okay. Men that are in the truth that ain't teaching it properly. They're not in the new covenant, or they're saying they're in the new covenant and they're scoffing. You see? You know, these people that say that they are of God, but they all they do is scoff. All they do is serve other gods, man. You know, you're a bunch of fucking liars, man, and the Most High is going to deal with you too, because you're a damn hypocrite. Okay, Esau's a hypocrite, and so are these false people, these false teachers out here. Okay, all right. Now, if you hate your brother, you ain't a man of the Lord, bro. I'm just that. Fuck that. You know, if you hating somebody that's trying to teach you salvation, you're a liar. You're a damn demon, man. Okay. Brothers trying to pull you from in front of the train. You know, your car stopped in front of the damn train tracks, and you can't get your seatbelt off, and they come up with a knife and say, hey, let me cut your seatbelt so I can get you out of there and save your life. And you fighting the man. You ain't, don't cut my fucking seatbelt. What's going to happen to you when the train gets there and you still trying to open your seatbelt up? You're going to die. Somebody trying to save your damn life and you fighting them. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. All right. The triumphing of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Because that's what's going to happen. Esau, once his kingdom falls, once Satan finally has fallen from heaven like lightning, this kingdom is going to fall fast, man. At this point, there's no returning. There's no return to anything fucking normal, man. Iran said they're not stopping. No, we ain't negotiating with you. We're not coming to the table. We ain't talking. We ain't trying to hear shit no more. Nope. They're going to keep bombing the hell out of Israel. Israel's going to get into a position where they're going to have no choice but to use nuclear bombs. And when they use those nukes to destroy Iran, okay, Iran's going to be decimated, definitely. Okay, it's going to be destroyed if they hit their major cities with nukes. And once that happens, China and Russia are going to lose their fucking minds, man. Okay, and they're going to go into Israel and they're going to mop that shit. They're going to destroy that place, man. All those armies that are going to come from the east, man. The Euphrates River has dried the fuck up. That's a prophecy. They're going to be able to come right in there, easy. Okay. All right. So this thing is getting ready to get serious, man. And Esau, after he's taken into captivity, after he's fallen, okay, he no longer has the sword Okay. All right. And the children of Israel are lifted up and put in a position of power through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Michael, and the other angels coming to assist in that transfer of power. Okay. And we start putting these other nations into captivity, taking their nobles, princes, and their kings and their nobles. Okay. Their presidents. All right. And all those other people, heads of state, we're going to put their asses in chains, man. You see? Baron Trump's going in the fucking in the chains if he's still alive after this shit. Okay. They're gonna all be going in the chains, man. Christy Nome, if she's alive in one of them bunkers and we find her, she's going in the fucking chains. Trump, all the motherfuckers is going in the chains, man. Okay. All right. And when after that 1,000 years of hardcore slavery, you see, because they're gonna be reborn, okay, after the third and fourth generation, and they're gonna come back and they're gonna still be in slavery. Third and fourth generation come back, they're gonna still be in slavery. After that 1,000 years, we're gonna round all the nation of Edom up. Okay, after that 1,000 years, they all should be back on the earth. All the motherfuckers, all the Edomites should be back on the earth at that point after that 1,000 years. Okay, because we're gonna keep making them have babies, so they can all come back, and we're gonna round them up, bind their asses up, and we're gonna burn their, just like it said. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Okay, just like a turd, you flush the toilet and the turd just slips down through the hole. It's gone. That's what he is, a fucking turd, man. He's a piece of, they are pieces of shit, man. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do to them. We're gonna burn their asses up, and they're gonna be gone. Okay. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Okay, because when he's here, he's not going to have a name on the earth. All he's going to be is an Edomite. Okay, we ain't going to call him Toby like the white man did to us. No, Edomite. And we say Edomite, you Edomite. Now, if there's 50 of them, they all better stand up and look. They all better stand the fuck up and look. What's that, Richard Pryor? He said his worked on a plantation. He had a joke about being on a plantation, and the motherfucker that the overseer said his son had a cock eye, and he said the boy said, "Nigga, pick that up." He said 8, 9 motherfuckers went over there. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Yep. But yeah, man, in the kingdom, when we say, "Hey, you Edomite," yeah, all of you, if there's 20, 30 of them, they better all stand up and look. And me? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you right there, you motherfucker. You know, we'll be specific at that point. You know? But they're not gonna have a name in the kingdom, man. They're not gonna be in control of shit. All they're gonna be doing is working their ass off and getting their ass kicked. Okay, on a regular basis. We're gonna put some work in on Esau, man, because they did us dirty. They said they're gonna receive the double. You see? And the eye also which saw him shall see him no more. That's Obadiah 1:18. Okay. Jacob shall be a fire and Joseph a flame and Esau for stubble. Okay. Because we're gonna burn these people up, man, at the end. And we're not gonna see Edomite anymore on the earth, man. Okay. All right. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods. Okay. You people are gonna want to give us every fucking thing, so we don't put a foot in your ass, but you still going into slavery. All right. His bones are full of the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Okay. That's why all of these Edomites that are on the earth right now, a lot of them were slave masters. A lot of them had a lot to do with people being hung. Okay, their foreparents. A lot of you can see pictures of people that their grandparents. I think the one picture they said one of the Bushes. I can't remember which one it was, but a Bush family member was in one of the images that were taken of when somebody was hung. Okay, if you go look at Jesse Washington, I think it was 1919. He was it was 16,000 Edomites, man, that went to see him get hung, man. And they fucked him up bad. I read the story about that. Yo, that shit was brutal, man. They had him hung. They would pull him up and he would struggle, and then they'll dip him in the fire. He'll try to get out the fire, and they'll take sticks and push him back into the fire. And y'all don't think that you don't think you got to pay for that shit? 16,000 people were cheering like they were at a fucking football game, when they were doing that to him. You got to pay for that, man. Okay? All right? And you don't think and that's what's going to happen. Well, all of the shit that you've done, you're going to pay for it with a brutal captivity, and then we're going to get rid of your ass, man. Okay? Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. Okay, he's going to tell you all the good, look at all the good shit Trump said he was going to do. Okay, I'm not going to start no more wars. I'm going to end wars. Okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But now he's doing all of these things. You see? They got all of these policies, these new policies, these new laws that they hide, okay, right in plain sight, man. And you can't really see that it's gonna hurt the average person, man. Mainly Jake, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. There it is. I just said it. Ecclesiasticus 10:3. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Okay, so this unwise king, man, Trump, he's fighting. He got people fighting, bombing. Was 6 or 8 different goddamn countries now. I think there was another country down in was it Nicaragua? They bombed. I can't. I'm gonna have to look at that, man. But this damn fool. Okay, Iran starting a war with Iran. They've closed the Straits of Hormuz. Okay, gas prices went up. Okay, overnight, and they're going to go up more and more and more. I'm seeing probably by the summer $5. I don't think we've in my area here have ever seen gas go at to $5 or more. But I'm telling your ass right now, by summertime, that shit's going to be at 5 plus. Okay, these people are getting ready to fuck around and find out that this man that they put into the White House is going to destroy this country. And good riddance, because it's time for us, the Israelites, to get the hell out of here, man. And all you people that have denied and are mocking the men of the new covenant, you're going to pay. You're going to fucking pay, man. You're gonna mess around and find out, man. I'm telling you. Okay, so keep on scoffing. What is that commercial with Gus? Keep scratching. No, keep scoffing. Okay? Keep on scoffing. Keep on saying you ain't in the new covenant. Keep on saying this. Keep on doing it, man. All right? An unwise king destroyeth his people. And that's what's happening right now. Yep. Ah, goodness gracious. Yep. Lamentation 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Okay? That cup, that judgment, that's what's taking place right now. You're drinking of the judgment because of your unwise king. All right? And when your asses, when you're finally get enough of the drinking, all of the things that are going to start to take place. What did I just say about the gas prices going up to $5 plus by summer? Okay, when you start thinking about them starting to take that drink, okay, of those judgments, okay, those plagues, all right, that are coming. When they start really seeing it and feeling it, they're going to understand what is coming next because they already heard it. The prophets have already told them that they're going into slavery for 1,000 years. They're going to understand that, and they're going to try to fight their ass off. That's when these people are getting ready to lash out at blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and anybody of another nation. They're going to understand that they're going to have to fight for their survival, man. They're going to have to fight for their survival because they're going to know that they're going to be all of the shit that they have done, all of the sinning, all of the sins of their forefathers, they have to pay for. Okay, what is that? The book of is that in Deuteronomy? After the third and fourth generation, the children will the children will pay for the sins of their fathers. You got to come back after the third and fourth generation to pay for your sins, man. Okay, and that's what's going to take place. All right, they're going to be they're going to all we're going to be back here. They're all going to be back here. They're all going to have to pay for the sins of, they say, what is that? Was that Isaiah 14 and 21? Prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquities of their fathers. Okay. That's talking about the sin, piling sin upon sin upon sin. Okay. And you got to come back and pay for your sins. And that's what's getting ready to take place. They're going to be drunken. And that's when their asses are going to, everything is going to be, they're going to be finished at that point. Okay. And they're going to go into that hardcore slavery. All right. 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So we know that the children of Israel are getting ready to be freed from this man's system. Okay. Our punishment is over. That's why we are teaching the understanding of the Holy Scripture. That's why we have to edify the people, okay, to educate our people, okay, so they can understand who they are, who their God is, what their laws, statutes, and commandments are, okay, what the properties are, okay. These people are not going to learn these things on their own. They have to be taught by another man. Okay, they have to be taught these things. Okay, you just can't sit around and think that the spirit is going to jump on people to get this understanding. It's not going to fucking happen. There's too many distractions out here. That's why we have to continue making video after video after video, because Jake is a hard-headed mother. Jake are some hard-headed people, man. Jake's hard-headed, simple as hell, man. You know. And if you understand anything about the children of Israel, they the elect of Israel are the sheep of Yahushua. Sheep had to be led. You have to lead sheep, man. Okay? You have to direct their steps, man. You can't just leave them out in the fucking field to fend for themselves. You gotta watch over them. And how do you do that, man? You gotta keep putting these videos up so that they can keep hearing this word. They gotta keep hearing it, keep hearing it, keep hearing it. You know? There's no getting around it. You see? But you got men out here talking about you ain't got to teach. They're already sealed. We just waiting for Yahweh Shai to show up. Okay? That's the dumbest fucking shit that I ever heard in my life, man. You know? The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Okay? The Most High is not going to put us into any more captivities, man, after this. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right? So all of the things that Esau has been doing, brothers have been bringing out information about Esau's wickedness, his ill dealings, all the hangings, all the information. I got a book at home, okay, called God darn it, it's called Lord, I just had it. It was a month ago. It was a couple months ago that I did a video and I presented it. Without Sanctuary. The book is called Without Sanctuary. Okay. And a brother that was in my camp had bought two of them and gave me one. And I'm gonna tell you, it tells you all. It gives you the information. It shows you images of all the hangings. Okay. All the policies that Esau's been writing up, especially pertaining to the King Alfred Rex 84. Okay, these are plans to imprison and exterminate so-called blacks, Latinos. Okay, so the plans of this man are to exterminate the children of Israel, to find them, put them in jails, and exterminate. Okay, all right, and when we bring these things out, we know that these things are being recorded and it's being taken back to the Most High. A lot of the stuff that Esau does is being recorded and taken out. There's shit that we don't even know about that's being recorded and taken back to the Most High. But we know that at some point the elect are going to when we receive those new bodies and that download, man, hits. We're gonna see all of the shit that Esau did, man. Everything. Okay? And we're gonna put it on Esau's ass, man, because we're gonna understand how wicked this man is. That's why the Lord said, okay, that by the hand of my people Israel, according to my anger. This is gonna be according to the Most High's anger. Okay? And you see what he did to us for what we did. Salaki, it's getting a little cold in here. I gotta put this fucking heat on. So we know that according to the Most High's anger, we're gonna put our foot in Esau's ass, man. Something terrible. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Ezekiel 22 and 20. Um, okay, yep. I can read this because these goes into you wicked ass Negroes, but it also includes Esau too. It's a twofold. Okay. I'll start at 18. Yep. Yeah, because this goes into a pharisaical the Pharisees doctrine, okay, and it also goes into basically you're going to get burnt the hell up here. You brothers are going to get burned up. Let me read it. Matter of fact, I'll start from uh, I'll start from 18 and read down. Son of man, the house of Israel is to become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even dross of silver. Okay, that's why it talks about the silver being refined, the gold being refined, and the fire, the furnace of adversity. Okay, that's talking about those men that are teaching a new covenant right now. All right, but the rest of the rest of Israel, okay, that don't want to believe, they don't want to come into the new covenant. They have become dross, the dross of silver. Okay, all right. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, our power, Yahweh, because you are all become dross. Behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem. Okay, as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there to melt. Okay? So 2/3 of Israel, all right, all of these 2/3 of Israel become as dross. Okay? All right. And they down here thinking that they hot shit because they got money and all of those other things, or they just got the prestige of the truth because they've been in it for 30, 40 years or whatever. Okay. Are they scoffers? All right. We know that a thermonuclear war is coming to the shores of America. Those nuclear bombs are going to hit here, and that's what's going to happen to your ass. He's going to leave you here, and he's going to melt your ass, man. Okay? He's going to melt you. Yea, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath. Okay? We know that those nuclear weapons are the indignation, the righteous anger, okay, and the weapons, okay, that he's going to use, you see, to burn this place up, man. And he's going to leave your ass here in his anger. All right? Yeah, I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and you shall be melted in the midst thereof. Okay? This didn't happen during 70 AD. He's talking about using thermal. This is going into the thermonuclear weapons that are going to be used here in America, and 2/3 of Israel are going to be left here and burnt. All right? As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. I Yahweh, have poured out my fury upon you. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed nor rained upon in the day of indignation. Okay? You're not going, that rain is talking about the new covenant. Okay? All right, son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed nor rained upon in that day, in the day of the indignation. So if you don't have the Thawah, if you don't have that mark of exemption, okay, going into the new covenant, if you don't have that Thawah and that mark of exemption, if you don't have that garment on, the proper wedding garment on, the Most High is going to leave your ass here and he's going to melt you. Okay, right along with Esau, all the Edomites that don't make it out of this place. Okay, they're gonna be burnt up, man. You see, that's what's coming. You want to keep on not being a non-believer. You don't want to come in. Just listen to what it says. Listen, let me read it again. Son of man, say unto her, Thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. Okay, that's 2/3 of Israel. You're not going to be rained upon, and that rain is talking about the new covenant. You're not cleansed. You haven't had your name your sins blotted out. You see, you haven't had your sins blotted out, and your name put in the book of life. So you haven't been cleansed, and you haven't been rained upon. Okay, you see, and this is the Most High is going to leave you here. Okay, upon in the day of indignation, man. Indignation is a righteous anger. Anger, okay, strictly froth of the mouth. Okay, God's displeasure with sin. Okay, rage. The Most High is pissed off, man, at these people. Okay, that don't want to get right. You see, and you keep on scoffing and talking shit, leaving scriptures, and don't understand. If you're gonna say something, brother, make sure you're saying it properly. Because if you're gonna leave one scripture, if you're gonna leave a scripture and say that's what it means, this look, see, nah, bro, you got to read what it says before. Because when you go into that Ephesians that I pulled up earlier, okay, you got to read this. What was it? I think it was 4:30. Okay, Ephesians 4:30. But you got to read 29. It talks about edification. Okay, you got to understand it goes into edification, and then okay, the edification. What has to happen? You have to teach to edify. Okay, and if the elect were sealed, like I said, the scriptures are clear, man. It says that the scriptures say, don't hurt any trees, don't hurt any water, don't hurt any land, don't hurt anything. The four winds are held back until the servants of the Most High are sealed in their foreheads. Okay? And when they're sealed, then release the destruction. The destruction would have came if the elect were sealed. Okay? Not going to answer no more of your questions either, man. I'm not going to answer any more. I'm going to do this video, Ephesians 4 and 29, 30, 31. I got some other scriptures I'm going to roll with. Okay, that's why I took the other video down. I'm going to put that back up. Okay, to get so I can give the people that and appreciate watching the videos I make. I'm going to give them some full understanding of what that entails, man. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okie dokie. Ezekiel 25 and 12. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, our power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and hath greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, our power, Yahweh, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh, our power. Okay? So the Most High is telling you, okay, according to my anger, I'm going to let the children of Israel put their thing down on the nation of Edom, man. Okay? You see, you got to understand that, during the time of King David, David had Edomites in slavery. Goddamn right he did. Okay? But what had to happen? Prophecy. They had to break that yoke, man. Okay? They had to come into power. The earth had to be given into the hands of the wicked. Okay? And Esau's end. Now, when you start talking about the earth being given into the hand of the wicked, during the time of the Greeks and the Romans, they had to come into power. First leg of the Roman Empire. When you're talking about the statue in the book of Daniel, okay, that Nebuchadnezzar had a dream about a statue, and he was looking for somebody to tell him about it. Daniel told him about the statue. Okay, the head of gold, the chest of silver. Okay, All right, then the two legs, man, the two iron legs. And one leg was the first part of the Roman Empire, which fell in the 4th century. Okay, during the time of what was that, Septimius Severus. Okay, don't quote me. I think that's who it was. I think it was 426. Okay, so then you're talking about the devil, that old serpent, the devil. Okay, being cast into the bottomless pit and chained for 1,000 years. Who came back out of those chains? Who came back out of who was let out of the pit after 1,000 years? Okay, that old serpent, the devil. Okay, Esau, the so-called white man. All right, started gaining power end of the 1300s and in the 1400s, the Renaissance. Okay, you're talking about the fall of Rome until the time of the Renaissance was roughly 1,000 years. Okay, so Esau had to come back into power for what? For because it was a prophecy. Second leg of the Roman Empire. That's what we're in right now. Okay. And then the children of Israel went into slavery on slave ships, a prophecy that had to take place. Then after 3.5 days, 350 years, they stood upon their feet. 1969, Elder Bivens. Okay. First hour, book of Matthew, the 20th chapter. Third hour, the 6th hour, the 9th hour. They had to teach, they had to have their memories brought back to their fathers, okay, so that they can wake up and learn who they are, okay, through teaching, through edification, okay. Then when the 11th hour came, the new covenant had to start being taught. Pay them first. Give them the Holy Spirit, okay. Even though they've came into, and that's why those other men started to murmur. We ain't in the new covenant, nigga. You niggas is bugged out. That's what happened. Okay, all of these things had to happen in order for us to get to this point that, okay, and even though we know scoffers are going to start coming out of the woodwork, well, I'm surprised that we haven't been hearing anything from the One West camps. Okay, but I think they've gotten the picture because they understand the scriptures. All right, there's nothing they can do about the new covenant. Not a fucking thing. It's only going to get stronger. Okay, that's all that's going to happen. You know, you see, and all of these things that have taken place. Okay, all these prophecies, all the scriptures. You can see it clearly, man. Okay, that the Most High is getting ready to destroy these people and put the children of Israel in rulership on this earth. Okay, if you can't see that, there's something fucking wrong with you. Or you just want to be what is Jacob, a homeborn slave? Does he want to be a servant the rest, you know what I mean, his existence? The rest of his existence, he wants to be a fucking a servant, a slave, man. That's how a lot of these Negroes act. You know? Attacking a man is trying to save your goddamn life. You know? Well, you know what? You're going, okay. All right. All right. All right. So, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger. Okay. Like I said, the Most High is pissed the hell off right now at Esau, and he's gonna get 2/3 of Israel. Okay, 2/3 of Israel that have not been cleansed. Okay, the land that has not been rained upon. Okay. All right, former rain, the latter rain. All right, this is the latter rain. Okie dokie. All right. Jeremiah 51:14. Yahweh of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, Surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift a shout against thee. That's what's getting ready to happen here in America. It's going to be invaded. Okay? You said, I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. That's how many soldiers are going to end up coming over here into America because of all the shit that's going to start taking place. Once this economy collapses and these people are running around out here with no clue, okay, what to do, where to go, okay, all right. When they start telling people, come over here, we got food, to these football stadiums, high schools, Walmarts, you know, they're going to empty the Walmarts out. They're going to take the shelves out. And then when people go to get any food or any assistance, okay, they're gonna tell them they got to take a chip. Okay, prophecy. All right, this is why we have to teach people what it really means if you take that RFID microchip. Okay, Revelations 13 and 16, Revelations 14. If you take that mark, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna die. All right, that's what's gonna happen to you. All right. Matter of fact, let me grab that. Grab Revelations 14. I want to read that one. All right. Yeah. I'm going to read 9 and 10. Revelations 14 and 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of our power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And that's why I was going into, okay, you have not been, if you haven't been cleansed, you're going to understand the indignation or the righteous anger of the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay. All right. Because he's going to make your ass take that chip. He's going to make you go to that camp. Okay. He's going to make you go to that football stadium. He's going to make you go to that Walmart to get some food. And he's going to make you get that chip. Okay. And he might not kill you at that point. You know, he might not let you get tortured. He might not kill you. He might leave you whole until them nuclear bombs come. Okay? All right? Because when all of these things start to take place, when they start to oppress these people over here and that civil war starts and the race wars start, okay, China and Russia and all these other countries are going to see their opportunity to invade this place. That's what that scripture I just read in Jeremiah 51 and 14. Okay? Let me go back to it. All right. Jeremiah 51 and 14. Yahweh of hosts hath sworn himself. Is that it? That's Jeremiah 50. It is Jeremiah 51. Right? Yep. Jeremiah 51 and 14. Yahweh of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars. Okay? And they shall lift up a shout against you. All right? They're gonna invade this place, man. And when the Russians and the Chinese come over here, they're gonna be killing everybody. They're gonna be killing if you don't have a Russian or Chinese military uniform on, if you ain't with that unit, they're gonna kill you. They're gonna kill everybody. Okay? This thing is getting ready to go from 0 to 100. Okay? It's getting ready to get rough out here, man. You know? And people don't take this shit serious, man. I can't believe people have the nerve to continue to come on and scoff at brothers, man, that are out here teaching the new covenant. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, man? You obviously have a demon on you. You know what I mean? You know, somebody trying to teach you about how to live, okay, righteously, and how to move in these last moments, man, that we have. You see, we don't have long, bro. We don't have long, and if that's the way you want to keep on moving, man, you keep that same energy. You're gonna need it. I'm fucking telling you. All right, Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay? You know, we were supposed to go into slavery, okay? Get our ass whooped, and then we were supposed to be relieved of that. But the Most High kept us in this slave. He kept us in a spiritual, okay, all right, a spiritual, a financial, okay, and a mental slavery, okay. And Esau, he just went ham, man, okay, about it. This is what that's talking about, because of the hatred that that Esau had for Jacob. Okay, they understood that. All right. All right, a perpetual hatred. That goes back to what? Genesis 3. Genesis 3 and 14 and 15. Okay. All right. The seed of the serpent was going to have enmity or hatred towards the seed of the woman. Okay. Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. All right. Esau wanted to kill Jacob. The white man wants to kill the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Okay. There's nothing new under the sun, man. All right. They've been shooting us down, killing. They starting that shit again. They starting to find brothers hung down south again. You know. Then they're hiding the facts. You know. Because a lot of times it's probably those fucking police officers doing it. They're the only ones that can really put their hands on, put handcuffs on you and take you out in the fucking woods. You know. Sick, man. Esau's getting ready to have to pay for all of that, though. Verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, our power, Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou has not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Because that's what's getting ready to happen to Esau, man. Everybody's starting to find out who Esau is. They're starting to find out he is the nation of Edom. Okay, the so-called white man is the nation of Edom. They're starting to find out, and they're starting to see his true nature. Okay, that the whole world has that veil has been lifted off of the whole world, and they're starting to see him for who he really is, man. Okay, so Esau, when Cain was cursed, okay, and his melanin was taken from him, he said, if people find me like this, they're gonna kill me. Okay, all right, should be a fugitive and a vagabond. All right. Well, if people find me like this, if people find out, what I did or who I am, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna kill me. That's why Yahweh said, if anybody puts their hands on you, if you kill a white man, they're gonna hunt your ass down. You kill one of your brothers, yeah, they're gonna arrest you, but they ain't gonna do it with if you go shoot 5 white cops, a black man go shoot 5 white cops, boy, they're gonna have it out for your ass, man. I'm telling you. The one brother down in Texas that shot all them cops, then he was inside of he was in a parking garage, and they didn't want to go in there. None of them wanted to go in there, and they sent a bomb in and blew him up. You know what I'm saying? They did that to the other brother over in LA, I think it was. He was hiding in a cabin, and they sent a robot with a bomb and blew him up. Burned his ass up inside the cabin. You see? That's Esau, man. You know, this man, yeah, that's that seed of Cain, man. That mother, you hurt one of them, and they coming to get your ass. You know, they're gonna want to kill you. All right. So getting back to the hatred that the serpent seed and the serpent seed and the woman seed, okay, up until this very day, man, that perpetual hatred, and that shed the blood of the children of Israel. Okay, they're doing that to this day. There's no getting around it. You see? All right. Amos 5 and 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. Okay. You know, you got people out here. Shit. Matter of fact, I think I don't know how true it is. I just saw a clip, or it was a meme, or it was just a photo of a title. It said something about they're trying to start that they started this war. Pete Hegseth, okay, that retarded person, um, said something about they're starting to fight. They wanted to start a war with Iran because they want Jesus to come back. Okay, all right. So they're actually really trying to. They really want to try to see what happens, man. Okay. All right. They really want to see if the Lord is going to come back. That's what they want to see. Okay. All right, that's what it said. Woe unto you that desire the day of Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of Yahweh is darkness and not light. Okay, you got a lot of people that say they want the Most High to come back, but don't understand that it's gonna be scary as hell, man. Okay, I mean it's gonna be scary out here, man. Okay, when you can't leave your fucking house because you don't know if you're gonna get back home, it's gonna get that bad out here. You see? When you go to the store, you gotta take a goddamn squad, man. You gotta take you gotta take damn near you gotta take an army, man. When these people have to start going to the store, you know, son, the whole family gotta go. You see? That's how people are gonna have to move out here, man. You're not going. The women ain't gonna be able to just go to fucking Hobby Lobby by themselves. You know? You see? that's where this thing is headed, man. You know, and there was a brother on TikTok. He said your only job every day when you leave your house is to get the fuck back home. You know, all that going out, hanging out, and being around crowds and all that bullshit. That's them days are coming to an end, man. They're coming to an end. Okay. All right, verse 19. Yep, here it is. As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of Yahweh be darkness and not light, and even very dark and no brightness in it? Okay, you see, if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, okay, I went to a house and leaned his hand on a wall and a serpent bit him, and this is there around every corner. You could run into danger. You can run into something that's you're gonna lose your fucking life, man. At every turn, you could lose your damn life. Dude, I think that thing is too big for your truck, bro. This boy got a pickup truck, and he has a camper joint on the back, and it looks like it's a little too big. Shit is wobbling around a little bit too much. Uh, but yeah, man, this around every corner, man, it's going to be death. It's going to be uncertainty, especially for those that don't have that thawa, man. If you don't have that thawa, the mark of exemption, your days are going to be hell, man. You know, you're not going to have any certainty of life, man. In the morning when you wake up and you got to go somewhere to get something to eat, you know, or when you come back, you're not going to know, bro. You see, that's what a lot of people don't understand, man. This shit is going to be bad, you know. I'm telling you, it's getting ready to get there, bro. It's getting ready to get there, man. All right, go to my next. Go to my other book here. Oops, wrong book. Okay, Second Ezra 16 and 71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear our power. Okay, they're gonna be like madmen before the invasion takes place. Okay, Esau's gonna be out here going crazy because see he's gonna understand that his end is here. He's gonna understand that his government, that their government is no longer going to be able to protect them. Okay, and they're going to know that they have created enemies of everyone. Everyone's their enemy. Okay, and you're gonna have you're gonna have your coons and shit that are gonna want to do the bidding of Esau. Okay, they're gonna still be in their military. They're going to still be in their ICE units. Okay, they're going to be basically willing to help Esau. Okay, to try to restore order. Okay, thinking that that's what they're going to go back to, but they're not going to go back to order. They're going to go. They're actually going to put their ass to death too at some point. Okay, you got to understand that when this economy collapses, Esau is going to know that his end is here, and he's going to fight, and he's going to be. That's the scripture just said it. They shall be like madmen, sparing none. Okay, all right, and that's not even going into. That's not even going into the civil war or the race wars that are going to start. Like I said, when China and Russia get here, they're not going to spare any. They're going to kill everybody. They're going to kill U.S. military. They're going to kill ICE. They're going to kill local police. They're going to kill militias. They're going to kill. If you ain't a Russian or a Chinese, you better hope you're a cute white girl or a pretty black girl. Okay, and they might keep you alive for a little while. Okay, all right. Or you better hope that you in the new covenant and you got the Thawa. All right, so that you can be hidden. All right, that you can be protected in that day. All right, okay, because that's what you're gonna need, man. You're gonna need the Thawa, that mark of exemption, or you better be a pretty white girl or a pretty black girl. Okay, because they're gonna want some. They're gonna want some company. They're gonna kill a couple of them, but they're gonna keep some of them so they can enjoy themselves when they get a break. Okay. All right. Y'all think this shit is a fucking joke, man. Y'all keep on thinking. Got I'm probably gonna run out of space on my phone here soon. Yeah, I'm at 119. I probably got about 15 more minutes. What was I gonna grab? shit, I was on it. Yep. Amos 9:1. And I saw the Lord standing upon the altar, and he smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. And I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, and he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. Though they dig into hell, thence shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence, and they and they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea. Then will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Okay, so these people, so that since they try to dig themselves into hell, those those deep underground military bunkers. Okay, I think there's a really big one over in Denver. I think it's Denver. Okay, they got a big ass one over there. Up in the Midwest, I heard about the truckers taking um, supplies into. They got stores and restaurants and all kind of shit underground. Okay, and they said that these tunnels that they have down there go on for miles, miles and miles and shit. And they said they got stores and restaurants and they got equipment and all kind of other shit under there. So Esau's been preparing for this thing for a while, man, because he understands the scriptures. He understands prophecy. Okay, that's why he knows he has to get rid of the children of Israel. That's why they try to push the jab, okay, the jump shot. You see, they tried to push that uh, uh, to try to get everybody to comply. People were scared; they was losing their jobs. Oh, I don't want to lose my job, and you know, I told them I was driving a truck at the time, and I would have told them I'm not fucking taking a goddamn thing. Man. I'm just gonna have to not. I'm just gonna have to do what the fuck I gotta do, man. Okay. And my wife, we put in a religious exemption for her. They accepted it, you know. They accepted it, but they told her that she had to get tested once a week or some shit like that. And then she told them, I'm out. She found another job, you know, a cleaning job. I think it was she went and did a cleaning job and told them, I ain't taking it. I'm not doing this shit. And I think, now, matter of fact, she stayed there for a little while. They were trying to get her to sign to get tested. And when they started bringing that shit up, she was like, nope. And she went and got another job, you know. And hey, it worked out. You know, the Most High, man, we stood our fucking ground, man. We wasn't having it, you know. And that's what is necessary. That's what's going to be necessary uh, for the time that we're coming into. You know, you're gonna have to bite the bullet, man. You're gonna have to stand your fucking ground when they start talking about you gotta take that shit. You know, or you can't work. You're just gonna be like, all right, well, I guess that's it. You know, I guess that's it. You see, it is what it is, man. All right. So Esau's he's trying to dig himself into hell. He's gonna try to hide in his submarines. Okay, they got underwater bases. Okay, they don't tell nobody about it, but you see it on the movies. Art imitates life. Okay, the Book of Job, I think it's Job 40 talks about Godzilla, the serpent. All right, that they describe Godzilla to a T. That's where they got the character. Okay, or the monster. All right, you see. Yep, yeah, man. Nahum 1 and 3. Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Okay. He will not acquit the wicked, man. He's not going to let these people get away with what the fuck they've done. Um, all right. Amos 1 and 8. And I will cut off the inhabitants from Ashdod, and him that holdeth the scepter from Ascalon. And I will turn mine hand against Ekron, and the remnant of the Philistines shall perish. Thus saith Yahweh, our power. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they have delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not the brotherly covenant. Okay? So Esau, he don't give a damn that we're twins, man. Our forefathers were twins, you know? And he won't say, damn, these are our brothers, you know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be treating them like this. He still has that fucking hatred. That about he wants the blessing back. Okay? Esau wants the blessing by what? Default. If I can get rid of the Israelites, okay? If I can get rid of all of Israel, you see, that's why those 13 families, those 13 rich, powerful families, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, DuPonts, Gettys, Oppenheimers, okay, all of those families, they marry inside of a circle. They don't go outside of that circle. You see, and they understand that they have to. They do it that way because they know they'll be born back into their wealth. All right, because they know that they come back. And they know that they reincarnate. They know about reincarnation. You see, and they want to be born back in their wealth, and that's why they stay inside that circle. All right. Okay. But he's not. Let me read that again. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and